everybody, this is Rasagya. Welcome back to my channel Concept Learning. Sorry for the late video, but I'm back with another video, and in this video we are going to deal with problems based on multiple integrals in polar coordinates. So in the textbook that I follow and the main engineering mathematics textbook, B.S. Gravel, so in that book there are some two problems based on this multiple integrals in polar coordinates, but it is slightly different from the problems that we did earlier, that is the points on Cartesian plane in Cartesian form. So anyways, there are only two problems. So in this class I am going to solve those two problems. Okay, so let's not waste much time and dive into the problems faster. Okay, so now let us look into the first sum based on multiple integrals in polar coordinates. Okay, so this is it. Evaluate double integral r sin theta dr d theta over the cardioid above the initial line. So before solving this question, in this question I wanted to discuss about 2 points. That is, the first point is initial line, above the initial line. What does he mean by writing above the initial line, and what is a cardioid? First let us look about the initial line. So this is in polar coordinates, right? So when we have solved the problems earlier, that is we are dealing with the points in Cartesian plane. If you have these as the axis, that is x and y axis, and there's a circle, and you have to you have some f of x function and you have to evaluate the double integral of it, and he is asking you to do it only in this area. Then what will he do? He will mention that in the first quadrant, right? So that is how he mentions in Cartesian plane. But here he is asking us to find it above the initial line. Now what does he mean with this? So to understand this clearly, I just want to go into the basic. That is, I want to tell you how do you represent a point in polar coordinates. Okay, so if you have a Cartesian plane here with x and y axis, if you have to represent this point, a general point, then you represent it as x comma y, right? So this distance and this distance, so x comma y, you will be representing it, right? So this will be x and this will be x and this will be the y, and that is how you represent it on a Cartesian plane. But while coming to polar coordinates, how do you represent it? For that, to represent some point that is here, let me think that this point is P. According to polar coordinates, okay, according to polar coordinates, what I have to do is, as you have in Cartesian plane, you have to represent this point. First, you have to draw x and y axis as the reference axis, and then you are going to represent that point, right? So in the same way, in polar coordinates, what I have to do is, I have to take an initial line and then I have to take a reference point. Let me think that the reference point is A, some reference point, okay? There we take two reference axes. In polar coordinates, we take one reference line and a reference point, okay? And now you have to join these two, the reference point and the given point, and not a curve, a line, okay? So now this line forms some angle with the initial line, so that will be theta, and the distance between the initial point and the given point will be r. So the point will be r comma theta. Got it? So that is how you represent a polar coordinate, okay? You represent a point in polar coordinates. Have you got it? Yes. So now let's talk about the second point. What's the second point? Cardioid, right? What is a cardioid? That is a new term that we have heard now. So actually what a cardioid means is that you have to take a circle of radius A, okay? So a cardioid looks like an apple shape, okay? That will be something like this, apple shape, okay? So let us see how do you draw it, okay? So if this is a circle of radius A, you have to take another circle above this circle with the same radius A, okay? With the same radius A, such that there is only one intersection point, okay? So you are not supposed to take two circles like this, because this contains two intersection points. but you have to take circle such that there is only one intersection point, that too of the same radius. Okay, and now you have the intersection point here. Now you have to roll this circle around this initial circle. This is the initial circle, and you have to roll this circle like this. That is, this point will be varying like this. If you roll it, this point will come like this, here, here, here. The point, it will be rolling. If you roll the circle, the point also will be moving like this, and the locus of that point will be your cardioid. Got it? So this will be the cardioid. So for you to understand in a much clear way, I have also put a very small video for your better understanding. Okay, quickly watch that. Okay, so have you all watched how a cardioid forms? Have you got it clearly? Now let us look how to solve this problem. So here you have a cardioid, r equals to a into 1 minus cos theta. That is a general form of a cardioid. Okay, general form of a cardioid exists like that only. So that is it, and this is the given cardioid, and you have to find the double integral above the initial line. Have you got it? So now I have to take the initial line. Okay, I will draw it here. You have to take the initial line. Okay, and you have to draw a cardioid which is in apple shape. I have told you earlier. It looks like the same as an apple. The whole the remaining structure would be like a circle. It just appears like a circle, but here you will have an apple shape. Got it? Okay. That is the cardioid here. So that is the cardioid. Okay. So now let me take a reference point something as P, because the whole curve, and I will take a point P on the curve, and let this point be O, some reference point on the line. The initial, we have to take one reference initial line and initial point, right? So the initial line, and this is the initial point, and this is the P, the given point. Okay. So now I have to draw this line, and this will be r comma theta. This point will be r comma theta because this angle is theta. Okay, have you got the point? Yes. So now how do you write the limits for this? How do you write limits for integral r sin theta dr d theta? How do you write the limits for it? So if you have in the Cartesian form, then you would write integral of some x is equals to something, x is equals to something, and y is equals to something, and y is equals to something. You write it like that. So now you are writing it in polar coordinates, right? So in polar coordinates, you have to write r is equals to something and r equals to something. Same way theta equals to something and theta equals to something. Okay, okay. First I'll write theta because I think that would be easier. Theta, okay. So how does theta vary? This is the reference line, and you have to find the double integral for this only, because he told you above the initial line, this is the initial line, and this is the area above the initial line. Got it? Yes. So now if you take, this is the reference, this is the line that is formed from the reference point to the given point, right? So now how does the angle theta vary? This is 0. So this is rotating from here to here. So you could clearly see that this forms 180 degrees. Am I right? 180 degrees. First look at theta. So how does this theta form? From 0 to like this moving till 180, half circle. If he asks you to find the double integral of the function, given function in both these areas, then what would be the limits? From 0 to 2 pi. Complete round, right? So 0 to 2 pi. But he asks you to find only for the area above the initial line. So only this part. So from 0 to 180 degrees, right? 0 to 180 degrees. So 0 to pi. Have you got it clear? Yes. So now Let us look about r. R is equals to, since this is the initial point, r is equals to 0 to the point P. Where does this point P lie on this curve? So the curve r is equals to a into 1 minus cos theta. Got it? So those are the limits. Now have you understood how to take the limits for multiple integrals in polar coordinates? Got it clearly? Yes. So into r sin theta d theta dr. Okay. Now the same way you solve the problem. You know how to solve the problem because you have already got the limits. Now you can easily solve the problem. So these two are constants. So first we have to differentiate it with respect to in terms of r. Okay, because these are constants, right? So theta equals to 0 to theta equals to pi sin theta into integral of r dr. Okay, this is 0, right? Yes, 0. 0 to r is equals to, right? R is equals to a into 1 minus cos theta d theta. Okay? Yes. So now if you integrate this, you will get integral of 0 to pi r square by 2 into 0 to a into 1 minus cos theta into sin theta d theta. Okay? Now I am this diagram. Okay. So that implies, what does it give you? Integral of 0 to pi, 0, if I put 0 it would be 0 and a square into 1 minus cos theta whole square, okay, into sin theta d theta. That is it. So here you can take sin theta d theta. Yeah, you can take cos theta as t. That's that you did in substitution process in first year in your intermediate classes. 0 to pi a square into 1 minus t whole square, and this will be sin theta d theta equals to dt, right? So dt. Okay, I have this by 2, right? So 1 by 2. So this implies that this gives me by 2 a square by 2 integral of 0 to pi 1 minus t whole square dt. Okay, so that implies a square by 2 integral of 0 to pi. Okay, integral of 0 to pi 1 minus t square gives me 1 minus t whole cube by 3, right? So instead of this t, I will put it as cos theta itself. Okay, I will put it as cos theta itself, and the limits will be from 0 to pi. Otherwise, I have to change the limits also. Have you remembered? I have to further change the limits also. Yes. Oh, yes. I have to take it cos theta equals to t. So minus sin theta will be dt minus t, right? Yes. So minus will be remaining, and if I integrate here, I will get minus of minus, right? Yes. So that will become minus into minus will become plus, and a square by 2 into, if I put pi in this first, cos pi. What is cos 180 degrees value? It is minus 1. Yes. So 1 minus 1 by 3, sorry, 1 plus 1, minus into minus plus, 1 plus 1 by 3 minus, if I put 0, I'll get 0, right? Yes, s whole square. Okay, so a square by 2 into, okay, whole cube, I'm really sorry, into 8 by 3. Okay, 8 by 3, 2 ones to 4. So finally you get 4a square by 3. 4a square by 3. Okay, this is 3. I think you couldn't see clearly. This is 3. Okay, got it? Have you all understood the problem? Very clear? Yes. So now, that is it now. Let us move into the second problem. Okay, so now let us look at this problem. Calculate integral of double integral of r cube dr d theta over this area included between the circles. So the first thing that we have to draw the diagram. Okay. Yes. So actually I already know that the equation of a circle in polar coordinates is r equals to 2a cos theta plus 2b sin theta. Okay. Yes. So this a represents this if you have this as the initial line. Okay. So this is 2a cos theta and this is 2b sin theta. Okay, that is it. And now you have to draw two circles, r equals to 2 sin theta and r equals to 4 sin theta. Okay. Then if this is 0, then the circles would exist like this. Okay. Sorry. Okay. So this is one circle. And this will be the other circle. Okay, this would be the other circle. The smaller one is r equals to 2 sin theta and the other one is r equals to 4 sin theta. Have you got it? Yes. So now you have to find the double integral for this area, because he told you that you have to find it for the area included between the two circles. Okay. So this is the area included between the two circles. So you have to find for that. Okay. So now how do you do it? The problem. Integral of r cube dr d theta. Okay. So how do you put the limits here? Integral of at first theta. Okay. So theta is equals to, you have it above the line. Okay. You have both the circles above the line. So the angle would be 180 degrees. Okay, so 0 to 180 degrees. Okay, 0 to 180 degrees. I think you see it clearly, 180. So I'll put it pi. Okay, 0 to pi. Okay, got it. Now r is equals to, you have these two curves, right? So you have to find the double integral only between these two curves. So this is the initial curve, this is the final curve. So r is equals to 2 sin theta. That is from this curve to this curve. That is r equals to 4 sin theta, right? So r cube dr d theta. So for this also you have to first integrate it with respect to dr. So 0 to pi. And you have integral of r cube dr, that is 2 sin theta to 4 sin theta d theta, right? Yes. So I'll erase this diagram. Have you understood the diagram? So this implies you get integral of 0 to pi r power 4 by 4 2 sin theta to 4 sin theta d theta. Okay. So this implies 0 to pi 4 sin theta. 4 sin theta whole power 4. That means 4 power 4 into sin power 4 theta minus 2 power 4. 2 power 4 into sin power 4 theta. Okay, by 4. Okay, by 4 d. Okay, so this implies you get 0 to pi. You have to take sin power 4 theta as common, and you get 4 power 4 minus 2 power 4 by 4. This would be some constant, right? So from this, if I take common as 4, so here it will remain 4 cube, right? So what is 4 cube? 64. So 64 minus 2 power 4. If I take 4 as common from 2 power 4, 2 square will be remaining. 2 square is 4 by 4, right? So these two will get cancelled. Finally, here I will get 60, right? So the value of this whole bracket is 60. So I will write this 60 outside. Okay, I will write this 60 outside d theta. Okay, that implies 60 into sin power 4 theta d theta. For this, you have some properties in your intermediate, right? So according to that, 2 into 0 to pi by 2 sine power 4 theta d theta. Okay, 2 into sine integral of 0 to pi by 2. So since this is sine, you will get 120 into 3 by 4 into 1 by 2 pi by 2. Okay. So that is it, and you will get 2 ones are 2 60s and 4 ones and 4 50s. Okay, and that is it, you will get 45 pi by 2, and that would be your answer. Okay, so that is it. So you have some some 3 to 4 problems in exercise also. I hope you will be able to solve it after understanding these problems. Those will be easier, so do it. So do not forget to like, share the video. Also subscribe to this channel for more videos. If you have not watched the previous videos of this multiple integrals, I will put the links in the description box below. You can quickly check in them, and also share the video for your friends so that they could also benefit from these videos. Okay. So thank you for now. Bye bye. Meet you in my next class.